them around as the safety car today. The trusty Triber, driven by none other than the man who is in his element today, Phil the Dolphin Herald.
Yeah, Phil filling in for a man who we unfortunately miss, and that is Mr. Dave Milan, who has recently passed on. So on the front row of the grid there, we've got Franco Donadio. Next to him we've got, looks like Brian Evans is there. And then we've got, looks like Trevor Hutchins. Then we've got Martin Bench is out there, Ian Richards is there. We've got Wynand Nel in there with the Anglia. Bruce Evan Taplid, Lane Hutchins, Anton Rolino is out there. Aaron Svillion, he's in the little Alpha GT Junior. And then we got James Mattia in that little Honda. And then Neil Baton in the Alpha. Then we got Dave Riley in the little Beetle. Up behind him, Jean-Ray Boertes in the Nissan Skyline. In the Datsun 260Z, Carrie Blows. And then in the normal Datsun, I won't say it's a Triple S, it's just a 160. Is Gary Blows. And then we've got... who else in there?
I see this, we were talking about Rowe earlier on, the 202 Tii Turbo. And 8 racing laps it will be, Francois, as they come around. There's that box-shaped Beamer that's in there as well. I just want to pick up the name.
I just don't see the name of who's in that box-shaped Beamer.
There was... Pelé. I think it's Pelé that's in that car. But also, Tiny was just telling me over my shoulder here as well for Ian Richards, his first time racing a front-wheel drive.
Yep, he's always been rear-wheel drive Datsun, as we know, him and his brother. So, we'll have to see how that goes. So the tribe has taken them down our proverbial back straight at Kalani. Everyone rolling up behind those modes have been nice and cool. Nice. The one thing I can say about this weather, lovely ambient temperature for a motor to breathe in. If you want to get performance, okay, the underside on the wet track surface is not the plus. But in terms of the air, it's nice and cold. The oil stays cold, the water stays cold, and the engine, you can actually take it right up to its optimum. But you have to stop in this wet. And that is something special. So let's have a look, see how that one pans out.
It's all about those balances there. Francois, that's what it's all about. You know, you win some, you lose some, but you try and collect the positives where you can. There is Phil Herald in that safety car coming around Pertamina Fastron turn 5. It is an all-Escort front row.
Yeah, the Ford Escort, the Mark 1s worldwide now, really attracting a lot of attention, getting all the attention that they deserve, both from race drivers and car builders alike around the world. And some of them are really being dragged out from the dirt. Oh, Carrie Blows just spins off the back of the circuit. What happened there? Out of turn 5. Can he? Oh, and he's stuck in the dope squib.
That was going to be a problem there, Franz. I saw the mud around the circuit. The lights are going to go off now, and the escorts will take them around. And here we go. And now towards turn 1, it will definitely be Donadio. Brian Evans will be in second. Watch for Trevor Hutchings now. Trevor Hutchings onto third position, but on the outside is that Ford Capri of Martin Bench. Martin Bench will stick the nose ahead out of turn 1. Oh, there's a problem. I saw smoke coming out of the exhaust there for Trevor Hutchings. Francois, I have to see now there's some sort of terminal issue with that VW.
Well, I don't know if the Sirocco has a problem. It could have just been some water on the manifold. They all go out of Castrol Corner now, make their way through the King down towards Interceptor, and getting away out front there is Franco Donadio. Brian Evans is in there, Martin Bench is in there with a Capri, so it's an all Ford 1, 2, 3 as they make their way up towards Sarl Sweep. You see the rest of the cars coming up here towards the Sarl Sweep. And Donadio goes through there, Brian Evans, there comes Martin Bench. Then we've got Trevor Hutchins. But have a look at Wynand Nel in that little Ford Anglia, squeezing up on the inside. That car really tuned to perfection, and he gets ahead there now of Trevor Hutchins and works his way down the back straight, down towards Pertamina Fastron corner, turn number 5. Some beautiful camera views going down the back. There's a new camera angle for our viewers at home. I'm telling you what, absolutely brilliant stuff. And look at this little squabble going down into 5.
Oh, it's lovely. There's Lane Hutchings is in there as well in the Mark II Golf. They will then run into turn 5. There is Ian Richards. It's an all-Golf Mark II battle ahead of the Well, the Toyota there of Bruce Avon Taplin, and then you're going to go through, Hutchings goes through the moisture, the wet patches on the circuit as they come towards the line now. Donadio is now 5.2 seconds ahead of Evans. Bench 1.3 seconds back. Look at Nell, as you were saying there, Francois, up into 4th position, a second and a half ahead of Hutchings. Ian Richards, Class X leader at this moment in time.
Yeah, there's a Ford battle up front, and just behind them is this VW squabble taking place. And in there, just to ruffle their feathers, is Bruce Avon Taplin in that very, very quick Toyota Corolla now as they make their way up here in towards turn 2. You see Bruce Avon Taplin behind the 3 Golfs, and Bruce having a look to go around the outside. Is there a bit of a dry line? Does he know something we don't know? In there as well, we've got Aaron Svaljoen in the little Alpha GT Junior. Anton Relino in the Morris Minor having absolute oodles of fun in the little 1000cc Morris, and I can tell you something, that car has got the traction of a tractor at this moment in time in the wet.
Well, 7 laps left to go, including the one they are currently on at the moment. The number 1 Mark 1 Escort goes down the straight. Look at there, going very slowly indeed. And then here comes Brian Evans now to take the lead of this race, with Martin Bench following suit. Wynand Nel will go up into 3rd position as they go now into that turn 5. It's actually not going to take the lead quite yet. He keeps it ahead, does Donadio. Or Donadio, I should rather say. There are troubles there in the Paradise Cosworth as now they go down to the straight, and now the pass will be completed as Brian Evans leads, I think, for the first time in a classic car race.
Well, I don't know if Franco is waiting for Brian or if Franco's got a problem, but Brian Evans goes to the lead. Martin Bench is up there now, and Franco maybe just clouting the Pinto a touch, maybe a little bit warm, holding it back to cool it down. The man that's impressing me is Wynand Nel in that Ford Anglia. Man, oh man, is he giving it a clattering now as he comes out of turn number 1 and makes his way up the bare straight up towards Castrol Corner. And there's a squabble up front there. There comes Wynand Nel up towards Castrol Corner. Nell's got it up there. He's ahead of now the VW squabble. There's Trevor Hutchings, and here comes that man, Bruce Avon Taplin. Taplin once again around the outside. Oh, and Lane Hutchings gets it sideways. He gets the whole back end to step out, and Bruce takes big advantage of it, coming around the outside, diving into the kick, and he's going in search now of Trevor Hutchings.
Yeah, Lane a bit on a knife's edge there as well. It was all a question of tyres earlier on, but I think his old man Trevor is on a slick tyre possibly. He was going to run the wets, and we have a car stopped on the straight. It's the BMW 2002 of Rowe that stopped on the, it's Bradley Rowe that stopped on the Joubert straight here. So yellow flags will be waving on the exit of turn 1 there, Francois.
Going down towards turn number 5, Bertamina fast strong corner. It's Bruce Avon Taplin having a total squabble here with Trevor Hutchings as they work their way down. Avon Taplin, is around the outside, tends to hold a little bit of upper hand, and he's got a hit there of Hutchings. Bruce Avon Taplin in the Corolla, the black and white Corolla, leads out. That's the old Frankie's Corolla. Trevor Hutchings behind him. Then it's Lane Hutchings. Then it's Ian Richards. They work their way up towards us. Behind them there is Ian Richards, and Aaron Svaljoen in the GT Junior.
Aaron Svaljoen doing a great job over here on the back of that group at the moment. Ian Richards is now battling it out with his fellow Mark 2 Golf of Lane Hutchings, who's keeping it on the black stuff, I can tell you that much. Going a bit wide, and the wind is coming up as well here, Francois. That will help dry out the circuit, but also the crosswind in the corners, especially through turn 1, can cause quite a bit of problems.
Yeah, we see pictures in Castrol Corner. There's Bruce Avon Taplin leading out there. There's Trevor Hutchings, Lane Hutchings, Richards, and up behind him there, Aaron Svaljoen in the GT Junior. They're having, I think this is where the race is at the moment, is these 5 cars as they work their way through there. And Anton Relina getting a bit of a spin coming out of 2 out of picture. Coming up towards turn number 4, Sarl sweep there. Bruce Avon Taplin leads out there. There's Trevor Hutchings, Lane right up behind him. Richards pushes in there. And so to Aaron Svaljoen. I think Aaron's got this GT Junior nicely sorted out for this race as they make their way. And now you see off picture there on the side of the track, all the water lying there, so it's so damp, and you don't want the wheel to touch the grass, because you touch the grass, you've lost it out there. Craig blows on the outside, getting used to it, gets a bit of lights flashing in from behind. Hell, you've got to have bum and seat on. You've got to get a bit of race experience. And it's his first time out there.
It's a Class X car. Class X, of course, remember, Francois, new driver-car combination. He's getting the experience and he's completing the laps. That's the important thing. There is still a lot of water along that side out of turn 5, Francois. Donadio back in the lead of this race, 3.4 seconds ahead of Evans. The thought was from Tiny as well that he was actually running on wet tyres and cooling the tyres as much as he can, and then getting the lead right back now. There goes the Donadio Escort Mark 1 through turn 2 now, Castrol turn, and then Brian Evans will be a little further back, and in the same section will be Martin Bench, an all forward 1, 2, 3.
Well, there we see Brian Evans going through Martin Bench, coming through the Ford Capri. They make their way up the Tigerwood straight up towards Sorrel Sweep. The double right-hander, Franco Donadio's leading out. Brian Evans, that beautiful blue and silver Escort, then Martin Bench, and then Wynand Nel coming in that Anglia just blows my mind. I don't know what motor's in there, but he's got it going. And then Bruce Van Tappelen leading this big squabble here with Lane Hutchings. Ian Richards is there too. Then Lane Hutchings is the head of him. Then it's Trevor Hutchings, and then it's going to be that man. Sorry, just in the Alpha.
Let me tell you one thing, France. We're taking a look at Wynand Nel, who's in that 4th place at the moment. A 38.535 the last time around. Bruce Van Tappelen, who is 5.8 seconds further back, a 37.969. So we're talking about 0.6 of a second quicker on the last lap for Bruce Van Tappelen, with 3 laps left to go, or 3 and a bit left for Bruce Van Tappelen. Can he catch him by the end of the race and get a very well-deserved 4th place? Both Wynand Nel and Bruce Van Tappelen putting in some great drives here.
Well, having a look at Wynand Nel come past the commentary box, and I can tell you something. You see Bruce Van Tappelen, Richards going through together there with Hutchings. Wynand Nel is peddling that little Anglia. They're going to make their way up now towards turn number 2 at Castrol Corner, as we see them roll around there out of turn 1. Holes and going up towards, there's your man Wynand Nel in the Anglia, but look how far back Bruce Van Tappelen is in the Corolla. But the Corolla, Bruce knows his Corolla, that's why he's driving so well. Have a look at Richards now up on the inside of Lane Hutchings. Richards is showing he's got racecraft. Lane comes back at him up on the inside. Have a look at this side by side. If you can do it, I can do it better. But they're going down side by side. Interceptor Richards looks like he's got a better. They heat a little bit of water. Back Lane.
Francois,
Lane got held back there in the water. Yeah, I saw it. He had a little bit of aquaplane going there. Richards taking full advantage out there. But Lane's coming back. He's giving it its all. Have a look behind him. Aaron Swillian and Trevor Hutchings also in a nice squabble, making their way up the Tigerberg Straight up towards Sorrel Sweep.
I just got to remind Ian here, Francois, that that young Lane over there, that's an accomplished rallycrosser there. Don't count him out over there. And a bit of aquaplaning. That rallycross experience came into good use over there. Look at how they go down the back straight now towards turn 5, Pertamina Fastron. In the slipstream it is for Lane Hutchings. He'll go on the outside for turn 5. Pertamina Fastron will not make it work, and they are still right on the back of Bruce Van Tappelen there, who's not having a great time. A 138.529 compared to the 136.917 for Wynand Nel, his fastest lap of the race.
Well, I can tell you something for nothing. I think we've only got 2 laps to go. Wynand Nel is closing up on the back of Martin Bench. And Brian Evans going up towards Castrol Corner. Brian Evans and Franco Donadio are side by side. I think Franco has got a little bit of a mechanical issue with that car sounding a little bit whiny as it went past here early on. So I don't know if there's perhaps a bit of a differential issue. So coming up there now, we have Bruce Van Tappelen ahead there of Lane Hutchings, who's now pulled away from Richards. So they were going through. There's Craig Blows going up towards turn 4. He's a bit slow, but here comes Brian Evans ahead there of Franco Donadio. And then right up behind them there is Martin Bench, and then Wynand Nel. And
he's closing Wynand Nel on
Wynand Nel's closing on Bench, that's what I said. Yeah, Wynand Nel is closing down and he's got a lap and a bit to go. That Anglia is absolutely on rails at the moment as they go down the back straight. There we go, and once again Franco pulls ahead. I told him now that he's got a 1, he's different. He says, I don't care, I'm just going to give it a slap down towards 5. Works his way out of 5. There's Brian Evans up behind him. When they come up towards the line, they'll start their final
And a
lap.
bit of sprinkles, looks like it is now. You can see on the window here, Francois, not persistent or any significant rain, but that could change things if that gets any harder. 1 lap left to go as the leaders come across the lap. Franco Donadio, a 32.871, his fastest lap of the race, and 3 seconds faster than Brian Evans the last time now around, as it looked like Martin Bench could close up the gap, but he's a further 7.5 seconds back in the Ford Capri.
Coming up here towards the line here is Franco Donadio. He works his way through with a Mark 1 escort up behind him. Brian Evans negotiating a slow marker. That's Neil Mouton in the Alpha. He's got to work his way around him. And there's Martin Bench. He's in the Ford Capri. A lovely turn that Capri, that one down into the center corner. Your leader now, Franco Donadio, working his way through with Brian Evans. Martin Bench trying his utmost now. There's that Taro BM going through. They're coming up the Tigerberg sweep, and Donadio fishtailing the back end of that escort into the saddle sweep. And apparently there's a problem down in turn 5. We'll pick it up as they go through. And
So Honda's James Mateer that spun in turn 5, Francois.
Leader going down the back straight. There it is. Franco Donadio working his way down towards Pertabina before strong corner. That 180 right-hander, and it's also embanked. So you can get a little bit of traction going there. You can see Franco just winding that escort up, making his way up towards the line. The checkered flag should be waiting for him as we have an illegal peak out of the commentary box. And yes, it is indeed. So Franco makes way up to the flag. Race number 1, Franco Donadio. He'll be followed by second man, Brian Evans. And not too far behind him is Mark Bench. But have a look at Wynand now in that very quick little Ford angle.
A master drive from Wynand now. He finishes 4.2 seconds off of Martin Bench. Here comes Bruce Avon Taplin now, who will win Class B. Lane Hutchings will finish in 6th position ahead of Ian Richards, coming through Class X winner. Trevor Hutchings will finish ahead of Clarence Viljoen, 8th and 9th position. Now we wait for, it's going to be Robert Rowe in the 325 Beamer that will come along and towards the line to complete his race and win Class D in the 325 Beamer. Here comes now the Jandre Boertes ahead of Dave Rowley. So Jandre Boertes will bring the Nissan Skyline to the line, and there is Craig Blows also coming to the end of the race in the little Datsun 510. The rain's come, Francois. This is going to be interesting for our races to come now. The wind has picked up. The race has come. Here comes the CRX of James Mateer. We had Dave Rowley cross the line in the Beetle and look sliding around in the 2002 Beamer. It is Bradley Rowe. So that is the Laude Classic Cars Race 1 run. First 2 races of the day have been done. Like I said, anybody who's watching from home, the wind has come up, the rain is coming, and the marshals have got their umbrellas out. We just finished this Laude Classic Cars race, and now you can see on the camera that there comes the rain now. We even had yesterday, where I was coming from, or the day before, a bit of hail as well. And those visiting from Johannesburg, the hail doesn't get quite intense as it does by you guys, the golf ball size hail. But yeah, every so often it does a little bit of hailing here in Cape Town, as the Dave Rowley and Jandre Boertes in the flat 4 racing Beetle in golf colours comes to the end, of course, in a very some legendary cars out there always to see. And we now have the Pirelli V8 Masters going to be coming out for their first race of the day, and it's them and the supercars that have a bit of a difficult time in rainy conditions, because those cars are particularly difficult to drive in the dry already. But rain just adds another element to that. And we'll go off air just for a short while and join you shortly with that 8-lapper of the Pirelli V8 Masters.
Well, for the folks at home, there you can see on the replay already before the lights went off, there was a trouble out there. That was one of the Datsun 250Z of Kerry Blows that had trouble out there. That was even before the lights went off as the Laude Classic cars rolled towards the start-finish line. He already had issues with the safety vehicle that was standing waiting for him. Well, for the people at home watching the production, as the cameras pan around Killarney International Raceway, it's raining. I can tell you this, it's raining pretty hard. You can see it for yourself on your TV screens or computer monitors at home as the Pirelli V8 Masters roll out onto the circuit for their opening race. There's plenty ponies under the bonnets of those cars, and this is exactly what they don't need as the cars work their way through the dams in the pit lane. Water spraying everywhere in pit lane as the Pirelli V8 Masters work their way out onto the circuit. Only 11 cars entered, and I hope that all 11 of them are out there on track. So Fabio Tafani leads them out of Castrol Corner, and looks like it could be Marcel Angel. It is Marcel Angel that is in there behind him, so they're going to have to get used to these wet conditions. A big thanks to all our sponsors. Castrol, the new company on board, make a return to motorsport. They've got their name on the bridge, but they sponsor Turn 2, they sponsor the tower, and they also sponsor the spinning pitch as well, which doubles up as pits for short circuit and for Cape L drivers as well. So a big thanks there to Castrol. Interceptor Shoewear, they sponsor Turn 3. The bridge is sponsored by King Tony Tools, the main straight by the Porsche Club, and then of course turn number 5 is sponsored by Fostron. And a big thanks as well to the City of Cape Town and to Wingfield Motors. 10 years Wingfield Motors, a big thanks. And then the media partner of Killarney, of the WPMC, Smile FM, a big thank you to all of you as